All right, what is up, everybody? Coming back at you with another video on the channel today. And today we have a highly controversial yet highly badass knife. The knife itself isn't so controversial as the brand that represents it and designed it. And to be honest with you, I can't get many answers as to why they're even controversial. Anyways, let's check out what we got. We have the James brand, and this is the Barnes. This is a very premium offering from them. A knife, it's been out a little bit now, I think, maybe 5 or 6 months, something like that. Maybe less, maybe more. But anyways, I came across it. It's kind of been on my radar for a little bit now. But I finally decided to pick it up. Sold one or two other knives and decided to check this one out. So let's get into it. Obviously, very nice, very sleek packaging here. Ooh, slides right out there. Very nice on the box. Okay, we have got a James brand microfiber here. That is very nice. And here it is. Here is the knife. It came with this little lanyard on it. I untied that instantly, of course. It also comes, I'm from the South, and it's a well-known tradition here. If somebody gives you a knife, you're supposed to give them a coin, or it's bad luck. So they've given you a coin here. You can see what it says. Analog artifact. What's it say? Some things will never go digital. Okay. The James brand modern minimal everyday carry. And that's an arrowhead, and obviously this is their logo there, kind of like a modern arrowhead type thing. The coin is quite heavy, actually. Very solid. It's got really nice micro milling on it as well, so that took some machining to do. It's kind of impressive. And here is the most impressive part. Oh, look at this. It's got like this felt back here. This is like rubber. This whole box is heavy. But here it is, guys. This is the James brand, the Barnes. A fully integral knife manufactured by Riot. So we have a Riot-made integral knife. You get M390 blade steel, very standard for Riot. Titanium pocket clip. I believe we have titanium hardware. I know it's a steel pivot, obviously. Obviously the whole titanium integral frame thing going on here. I got this today, and I've had it for about 4 or 5 hours. So it's kind of an unboxing, first impressions type video. But I really dig this knife. There's a lot of hate out there, mainly for the price. I guess let's go ahead and talk about this. We'll get right into it. This knife retails at $649. Now, they always have a 10% off code, which takes it down to $585. So that's why I'm going to consider the price of this knife. The discount code's welcome 10, and that's pretty much always going to be there. So this knife's $585. And people really hate them for that. Me personally, for a full Riot-made integral, I think they're all over it. And let's look at some examples here. The Spyderco Payson. Okay, S90V, cool, runs on washers, has widespread major lock stick issues, even on the new ones that just came out in 2023. $650, no discounts. And it's made in Taichung, Taiwan. You're telling me Taichung Spyderco is better than Riot? I don't think so. There is the Microtech NX made by Reich, runs like $450, $500. So about $80 more than that. And maybe you're paying $80 more for the brand. maybe you are, okay? It is what it is. If you don't like the price, don't buy the knife. One thing I really can't stand in this community is you'll get these people on their high horse. I had a guy comment, Jim Skelton did a video on this knife recently talking about how good it was and how people were hating for really no reason. And he's very correct. And this guy mentioned in the comments how he hated the James brand and what they do. And I said, it sounds like you hate the people, not the knife. He's like, well, you're pretty much right, but you can get way better knives for the money. For that much money, you could get way better integrals and this and that. And I commented and I said, have you even held this knife? Do you have this knife? Do you know anything about this knife besides the price? On top of that, tell me specifically what integrals are better for the money. Radio silence. You never hear anything back after that. People just really hate the knife. Now, as far as the James brand, I get it. They're like some Portland, Oregon hipsters or whatever. And, you know, they really weren't knife people and they got into the knife space. But, you know, who else really wasn't a knife person and got into the knife space? Jack Wolf Knives. He wasn't really a knife guy before. He came out with $300 slip joints and he got a lot of hate. I'll give him that, but it's mostly praise. This knife is now starting to get the praise it deserves, as some more channels are picking it up and realizing, hey, this is a nice knife. It's very well made. And you guys are just a bunch of whiners complaining about a knife you've never held. If you've never held and played with this knife, you can't tell me it's overpriced, okay? You can't. Unless you've seen it, unless you've held it, unless you've owned it, you can't tell me it's overpriced. Is it overpriced? I don't think so. I'm very happy with my purchase. You may not be, but keep that opinion to yourself until you buy it, and then tell me how bad it is. Anyways, rant over, people. Let's get back into the knife. So on this M390 blade, we have a nice stone-washed portion with a hand satin flat. We've got the thumb studs here. They're kind of the stepped type thumb studs. Very comfortable to use. On this integral frame, you've got a steel lock bar insert, which also has to be on the outside. You've got 2 screws on that for stability, which I like. Overall, the knife feels very, very solid in your hand. 3.5-inch blade, 8-inch knife overall, which is the perfect EDC size in my opinion. Even my big meat paws can get a very comfortable 4-finger grip. You can choke up a little bit and come over the thumb studs here for a cut, or you can go in the standard spot. Got a little bit of jimping here, and where those thumb studs stick up, you've kind of got a thumb ramp to land on. Action, and this is only after a few hours of break-in. Butter smooth. Oh, and that snap, that detent just sucks it in. Oh, detent is very nice. I would call it a perfect detent. Not soft at all, but not strong. Right-handed, it's easy to get on the clip here, so you're not on the lock bar. Reverse flick right-handed, very solid. That detent is money. Now left-handed, because I am a lefty, even more solid on the flick. Oh, the detent is very, very nice. And lefty flick, I can get on the pocket clip. No issues at all on the lefty reverse flick, which I really like. You can see the pad they cut out for the clip, and it mainly stays off of the lock bar there. So that's no problem with the lefty reverse flick. It's actually one of the better thumb stud reverse flicks I've felt. So on the construction, you do have a stop pin on this knife, you know, like the Tucson TS195 integral. Just uses the frame as a stop pin, which is just cheap and half-assed, which that's Tucson anyways. But you get a stop pin there. The way to disassemble this knife, you take out this screw, this whole plate comes off. You can then remove your stop pin, you can unscrew this side, and the pivot comes out this way, I think, something like that. But as an integral, I'll probably never take it apart, honestly. You do have ceramic brass cage ball bearings in there. Very nice. I do believe we're running on a ceramic detent. Looks like it, and I would think it is from Riot. Milled titanium pocket clip. This pocket clip is very, very nice. Where they did that non-textured pad under the clip there, you can see, in and out of pocket, it is super smooth. I really like the look of this clip as well. In and out of pocket really well. Not the most deep carry, but it sinks into the pocket really well, and you honestly can't see much sticking out. You get this very nice textured milling here. You can see that. It is very grippy, but not rough. You can definitely feel it's there. I just love the look of this integral from the back. On your chamfering here, you get a very nice cutout and then a chamfer as well. So lock bar access is very solid. And the action, as you can see, oh, it is so good. So straight drop to the thumb, one mild shake to get it down. And I'd say after a week or two, like, you know, Riot knives break in pretty well, this will be completely drop shut after it hits the thumb. I got the black and stainless, they call it. There's a black and black with a coated blade. There's also a just a pure titanium handle. I really like the black handle satin combo. You don't see it a ton anymore. I don't know. It's like it got overdone. Now not a ton of people do it, but it's one of my favorites. Definitely a classic. Another thing I noticed, which is it's just all the little details on this knife that add up. That blade chamfering there and how it comes down to a point kind of looks like an arrow. You see what they did there? But yeah, I really, really dig the blade chamfering on the top here. Gives it that spine. Not sharp at all. And the thing about this knife, it just feels extremely solid. It really thunks out there. Absolutely no lock rock. Zero blade play. I mean, this thing feels like a heavy use tank. And then the way that detent sucks it in there, just extremely, extremely solid. I'm blown away with this knife. I want to be honest with you guys. I really, really like this thing. It is extremely well done, and it's really, like I said, all the small details. Like this pivot, that concave stepped milling. You don't get that on your Spyderco Pason. It's just all the little things. This pretty fine, yet very functional jimping here. Now, as functional as it can be for jimping right here. Everyone does the jimping right there, and it really does nothing. Yes, just the looks, the aesthetics on this knife for me are beautiful. Just very sleek, very modern. The James brand gets a lot of hate for their marketing and how they try to do their marketing there. I don't know. I don't care too much about the knife maker. I normally just buy the knife anyways. If I like the knife and it's a well-made knife, the only one I won't do that for is EMP EDC. That guy just needs to be completely hands-off on the customer service side. I have had dozens of people at this point tell me they've had a horrible customer service experience with EMP EDC. Dude's kind of a dick, and he will not warranty his knives past the original seller. Budget knives do that. Factory defects should be warranted. Let's not even get on that tangent. But yeah, overall, I'm blown away with this thing. You can see the integral here. Perfectly centered out of the box. Very cool design with the clip. You can kind of see a screw down in. There is a screw right there. It goes in this way, and that's what actually holds your clip in. So there are no screws besides the pivot to be seen on the outside. Those two holes is what the lanyard went through. Hate lanyards, so that came off instantly. Just such a solid deployment. I mean, it just really thunks out there. Quick cut test, and I think we'll wrap this thing up here. came very sharp, as all Riot knives do. They've got sharpening down there at the Riot factory. Man, I'm just blown away, guys. I absolutely love this knife. It's, like I said, it's all the little details. They really add up, all the small things in the end there. So, that's it. That's the James Brand Barnes. A fantastic knife. Would make a killer EDC knife. A good gentleman's knife. Hell, it'd probably be a decent hard use knife with how solid it is. I mean, there is absolutely zero blade player lock rock. That's one of the most solid lockups I've honestly felt. Yeah, I couldn't be happier. Couldn't be happier. All the haters, you can come to my comments, but if you have not owned or at least played with this knife, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear what you got to say. I don't care that James Brand hurt your feelings. They designed a badass knife, and Riot killed it. Okay? So, guys, if you're not a closed-minded hater, go buy this knife. Use code WELCOME10 for 10% off. Yeah, fantastic. I might check out some other knives they have. I saw they had a couple other knives. Might pick one up because I dig this thing. All right, this has been the James Brand Barnes. I appreciate you watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Check out some of my other videos and have yourself a great day.